Good morning, Wildcats, and welcome back to yet another edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
As we head into spring break, there's a lot going on at our school.
A Safe Schools rally forms outside the school, drawing students, parents, and law enforcement.
A look at the forensics team after they win at districts.
How rugby, a growing sport, is grabbing the attention of many young athletes around Millard.
Our debate team as they prep for state. And this week's edition of Sports Corner. I'm Madeline Anderson.
And I'm Andrew Pfeiffer. In a rally to raise awareness about safe schools, parents and students gathered around to spread the word about safety.
After a previous walkout attempt, the before-school rally drew a sizable crowd. Trevor, Luke, and I dive in for more details.
In the aftermath of the Parkland, Florida shooting, where 17 individuals were killed on a high school campus, students across the country are walking out to end gun violence and improve safety. Sophomore ABIGAIL Donaldson led the initiative for a Safe Schools rally to be held before school on Wednesday, March 14th.
I think it was really important because it's something that's not talked about enough in schools, and I think it was important because we wanted to do something that wasn't super political but could still make a difference.
Students marketed the rally through a Facebook event and posters around the school. Because of school policy, the rally had to be student-led, but teachers and administrators were there to ensure safety.
But I think it's good for students to research it, look into it, because this is real to you. You're a student, and how do you feel at school, and how do you feel safe, and what are some things that are working or not working? I think it gives you a real chance to participate, get involved, and use your voice.
About 60 individuals showed up. The local news stations covered the event, and multiple police officers were in attendance.
I think it's really important because, you know, we've been hearing about how students feel like their voices aren't heard, and I feel like what we're doing is a way to make sure people listen and they realize, oh, students actually want to be heard about this, rather than just, this is like a cool thing everyone's doing.
The administration worked with the students to allow their voices to be heard in a non-disruptive manner. The safety of Millard West was the highest priority. Students are the future, and if we don't get out and start talking about these things, no one's going to listen to us. This has been Trevor Lewick and Madeline Anderson with the MWHS Wildcat News.
So how about this forensics team of ours? Securing districts and now competing for a state title.
We wish them the best of luck. McKenna Cole and Caitlin Kosas dive in to show us how they prepare for one of the biggest competitions yet.
Right, the one we love, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
On March 5th, forensics competed in the district competition, receiving first place overall. The students have worked hard to prepare to compete. They practice several times a week and work hard to memorize and perform an engaging speech.
I practice a lot. I usually go in 3 out of the 5 days till like 5 or 6. And then before a tournament, I usually listen to Demi Lovato.
Students compete in 7 different categories: informative, persuasive, limited prep, impromptu, public address, entertainment, and inter. They are scored based on overall presentation of their speech. Tournaments result in exhausting days but are well worth it, especially after their hard work has paid off.
They're long days. You typically show up at like 8 and then we warm up as a team. So we do like kind of fun warm-ups to kind of like hype ourselves up, and then we go to our rounds, and it's kind of more individual that way since we all are doing different things. And then we typically end around 5 or 6 if it's a Saturday tournament, and then we'll end with awards.
Compared to most other teams, Millard West has a very small forensic group. This, however, has not stopped them from bringing the trophy home. In fact, more than half of their team has qualified for nationals.
Like Millard North, they have 160, I think, on their team, and we have 23. And we've been right there neck and neck with them every weekend.
Forensics has already begun practicing for state, and they're ready to take home another dub. This has been Caitlin Kosas and McKenna Cole with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Rugby is on the rise as the sport is grabbing the attention of many students around the district.
The sport is becoming more popular each year, and the spring season is only beginning. Holly Rooney and Annie Punt were at the practices.
With the start of spring comes a new Millard United rugby season. After winning their second state title last year, they hope for an equally successful outcome. The team started practicing in the middle of January and recently hit the fields. This year, an extra set of fresh faces makes its way onto the field. Players from last year are excited about both the returning and new talent on the team.
So we got a lot of new talent. We got a lot of football players that are seniors that are done. like AJ Johnson and Cundiff. So those guys would be a big help to the team.
As the weather is still chilly out, the team takes any chance they can get to practice outside at Zorinsky and work on their skills. Practices go on every day after school for 2 hours. After teaching them the basics indoors, Coach Bulkin has tried to inform them about the formations and techniques.
Just the basic like techniques and like tackling techniques, what to do in rucks, just like normal basic rugby things.
Although the season has barely started, the boys look for another state title. As their best player graduated last year, they know they'll have to step up their game in order to succeed and meet their goals.
Usually we're like the best team every year, and yeah, I just think the other team is going to be practicing a lot harder.
The tough competition will strive them to work harder during the main season to get to the final state tournament. This will surely be a season to watch.
Don't forget to support them at their first game of the season this Saturday at 1 o'clock at Storrs Rugby Complex. This has been Annie Punt and Holly Rooney with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Along with forensics, the Millard West debate team is competing for the Class A state championships.
Nearing the end of their long season, Gabe Paredes and Jesse Bird give us a closer look on how this team plans to finish on top.
Subpoint A, sanctions target specific companies successfully. According to Stephen Ledman of the Global Research, quote,
"On the weekend of March 23rd, Millard West debate will take on state. They hope to excel in each of their categories, which consist of public forum, Lincoln Douglas, policy, and Congress."
Well, as head coach, it's my job to facilitate the research and the argumentation process among the four styles. Basically, I make sure that everybody on the team is working with the other debaters who share their style and that they're getting all their research and prep work done to get ready for the tournaments.
In preparation for state, each debater has a different strategy depending on their category and preference.
I prepare for state debate by knowing my cases inside and out and knowing how people will possibly respond to them and preparing for that too.
The debate team has been non-stop working on their cases to maximize their chances of succeeding.
A lot of the time doing extra practices at the school, we stay late a lot of the time. I do a lot of work at home just trying to write pre-written blocks and like answers to other teams' cases and rebuilding our own and that kind of stuff.
President of debate, ASHTON Cook, has helped lead her team through this time in a plethora of ways.
As president, I do a lot of conducting our Monday meetings. I make our agendas. I have a lot of roles, sort of organizing, doing little bits and pieces.
President Ashton Cook and Coach Ryan Wieger work together to make a cohesive team.
I think the most important thing is teamwork. Debate really is a team activity, and even though we're divided into 4 different debate styles, we all support and learn from each other.
Reporting for the Wildcat News, this is Jesse Bird
and Gabe Paredes.
As we head into spring, many sports seasons are just beginning to start up.
I myself will be covering this week's edition of Sports Corner. Let's take it to me. Thank you, Andrew. You're looking good today. Welcome to this week's edition of Sports Corner. My name is Andrew Pfeiffer. Let's get things started. The boys soccer team is coming off a 13-8 season after losing in the second round to Westside. Under the head coaching of Michael Doria, the team prepares for their season opener. I had a minute to chat with Andrew Hall about his preparation for the season.
We have a couple new guys coming into the team. I think it should be a good year. Pretty much tactics-wise, they'll be pretty much the same, but I look to go farther than we did last year.
Their first game will be Thursday night as the boys will open up against Omaha Central. The girls soccer team is also looking for a fresh start, coming off the season from 14-4, losing in the second round of the playoffs to Marion. We now get a word from head coach Jackie Butler on her thoughts on the season.
I think these girls know how to work really, really hard. I don't think they're very individualistic in their goals. They really come together as a team.
The girls are held at high stakes with expectations to return to state.
Hopefully get right back there or maybe play one more game.
Their first game will be at Westside High School on March 27th. After going 22-10 last season, the boys baseball team looks to kick back up against their season opener this Friday at Westside. We now go to Jackson Meyer with his thoughts on his team.
We have that edge that most people don't have. We had I'm not going to say spring wasn't the best, but should have done a lot better, and got a lot of seniors on this team, so should win it all, hopefully.
Their season opener will be at Omaha Westside on March 15th. The boys will look to clinch an early win over the Warriors, who ended 23-14 last season.
We all just put a lot of work in the off season, and excited to see what it holds for us.
The Millard West Hockey Club has made their way to the second round of the playoffs after defeating Millard North and ending their season. And hey, that's something we all enjoy, right? But on a serious note, their next competition will be against Tri-City, which has been one of the top teams in the state for quite some time. Good luck to the boys, and we go to assistant captain Garren Morris on his thoughts of the playoffs.
I think it gave us some motivation. We could play with the top teams and beat them. So Tri-City on Thursday is going to be a huge game, so we could have the motivation going.
To face a top team like Tri-City, the Wildcats are going to need to pull together with all their top players to calm the storm.
Of course, we got Jaden Culver, big defense. We got Jack McQuaid, Sean Flanagan, Adam Walker, some huge guys, Kate Gredden. Basically, our whole team's going to step up to show out.
The game will be held Thursday, March 15th at Baxter Arena. Good luck to you boys, and good luck to all spring sports season starting this week. This has been this week's edition of Sports Corner. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer.
And that's it for this week's edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
Be sure to check out the Catalyst online and follow us on Twitter at MWHS Catalyst for more news updates.
We'd also like to extend our congratulations to staff writer Annie Punt for winning the title of Nebraska Student Journalist of the Year.
Congratulations to her, and thank you for watching. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer.
And I'm Madeline Anderson. Have a great week, Wildcats.